Is Mario Kart World worth the $80 price tag? No, of course not. No fucking game is worth $80, okay? Coming from someone who's a diehard Mario Kart fan, I've been playing the Mario Kart games since 64 to an unhealthy degree. I need a life. I'm not gonna get one, but you get my point. This game has a lot going for it. The trick system... I mean, yeah, that's really it, the trick system. Everything else is kind of just what you expect from Mario Kart. But that's the thing, right? Like, this trick system is like their biggest addition to the game. I mean, the other biggest addition is the open world, but it's a fucking open world. When they announced the open world was going to be like a main selling point of this game, my hype fucking completely deflated. Like, anytime a game says it's going to become an open world game, I feel like all that really means is that we are just going to focus on this big fucking world that has nothing going on in it, and the rest of the game is going to suffer for it. And that's exactly what happened here. So, like, I don't care about the open world. I feel the open world is actually a detriment to this game. So it's the trick system that really is the biggest selling point of this game. But they don't really seem to be interested in taking advantage of that. So the game introduces this new trick system where you can grind on rails and ride on walls, right? Very sick shit. You can do flips and tricks off of them, and it's really fucking nice. It feels fucking fantastic. It feels amazing. Probably the best feeling mechanic a single Mario Kart game has ever had. The problem is that the course design doesn't really feel interested in taking advantage of that. It's like almost every course in the game only has like minimal railing and grinding and walls to like flip off of. And it's sad. It sucks because the best courses in the game are the ones that allow you to do all these cool flips and tricks and all sorts of shit. This is where the game really fucking shines. If every course in the game was like these, I would almost have no complaints with the game entirely. Because the game feels like it took a more grounded approach to the track design so that they could fit it all into the open world and make it all kind of feel seamless, it almost feels contradictory to the trick system. The game is at odds with itself because this trick system allows for some of the most insane course design potential I've ever seen in a Mario Kart. But even the courses that do take advantage of it, that I think are some of my favorites, they're not the best courses in the entire series. A lot of them feel amazing to play, but the potential is just squandered here, and it's so sad to see because, again, the trick system would allow for some of the most intricate and crazy designed courses I've ever seen in a Mario Kart. But they don't. These are some of the blandest, and it's like, it's ironic. It sucks. To make matters worse is that Nintendo went and added this intermission section because, like, they had this whole thing where, like, oh, you can, once you finish the race, you drive right on to the next and you get ready for the next race. The way they word it isn't exactly the way it works, because the way they worded it made it sound like the intermissions were going to be, oh, you complete your 3-lap course, and then once you're done, you get your first place, and then you just drive on to the next one, right? Like, everything like that. No, actually, that's not like that at all. What it is that you finish your 3-lap course, and then you get a loading screen, so it's not even like seamless in the way that open worlds normally try to go for. You finish your game, you finish the race, and then it starts another race with everyone in their position, and then you start the next race, which is these intermission sections. And these fucking sections, my god, they are easily the worst part of the game, the worst aspect of the game. They are so bad. I don't even feel like being nice or sugarcoating it. They is ass. They're fucking trash. They is ass. Every video I've ever seen criticizing this game always bring up the intermission sections, inevitably, because they fucking suck. There's nothing going on in them. There is very little opportunity for using the trick system, the rail grindings. You know, there's a power rail every here and there. There's a guardrail every here and there. Yeah, you could do a few things, but not only do half of them feel like you're going out of your way to the point where it's not even worth going for them, because when you go for them, you actually just end up losing places. You get falling behind because you're going for these tricks. Because a lot of the railings, right, they're on the outermost edge of the turn, and it's never faster than taking the turn tightly, so there's never a reason to go for most of these trick systems. These intermission sections are so fucking boring. You just go in a straight line. You don't even have to really engage with anything if you don't want to, because in these sections of the map, because there's really nothing going on, there's not even really any turns to be made, items make up 80% of the outcome in this situation. Items are the biggest factor that are going to make up this section of the race. So you don't even have to do anything fancy. You just sit around, hope you get a golden mushroom, you cut through half the race, and then you can go ahead and just, you can just take over the competition. It's boring. It sucks. There's a reason everyone brings these parts up. It's because they fucking suck. They stink. And it's like super shitty because Knockout Tour is the next premier mode in this game. It's the next big thing, it's the next cool addition to the game. And because Knockout Mode mostly takes place in these intermission sections of the map, Knockout Mode is both the most interesting and the least interesting mode in the entire game. Because Knockout Mode is fucking sick, right? You got all these fucking people rushing to meet the quota so they're not kicked out. Everyone's throwing shit at each other and it's a mad dash. It's great. But then we got the fucking course itself where it's just a fucking straight line and there's nothing going on outside of the items being flung around. And that just sucks. It sucks. It's such a interesting mode that you want to enjoy. But then you can't enjoy it to its fullest because you're like, well, I just hope I get a golden mushroom or a star so that I can just avoid everything going on and then go from there. Like, Knockout Mode would have been fantastic on the regular courses. It is what it is, right? The game could benefit greatly from these more intricately designed levels. And that's pretty much the entire takeaway of my video. That's pretty much why I wanted to make this little video. I'm not going to give an in-depth review on everything and all the little intricacies and all that stuff, right? I just wanted to bring up my main grievances with the game. I've put about 35 hours into the game so far, and these are pretty much the opinions that I've come up with since playing it. And I've seen a lot of people also bring up these same points, so I just kind of wanted to add my little my addition to the pool and just kind of be like, yeah, these aren't too great, this is where the game really suffers, and then this is where I think we could improve on. And I'm not gonna go sit around and be like, oh, I'm the greatest Mario Kart player, or I'm one of the best players ever. No, I'm a decent enough player. I know what I'm doing. I've played these games for a long time, and there's just not a whole lot going on, unfortunately. And I wanted to wait before I started talking about this game. I wanted to wait a bit. I wanted to put in more hours and be like, maybe I'm missing the graylings. Maybe, there's just all these interesting little parts of the maps that I'm just not seeing. And I was kind of right. There are a few places like that. There's places like Wario's Galleon that has a lot of cool little tricks that I haven't gotten around to yet. And I'm sure that one's going to become one of my favorite tracks once I start feeling that out. But there are just a lot of courses that just straight up aren't on that level, no matter how much I look into it. So, at the end of the day, this is just the state of the game, and it's missed potential. There's not a whole lot going on, and I don't know what parts of the game they focused on. If it's the open world, that's unfortunate because, again, the open world was even less interesting than I expected it to be. I spent 30 minutes roaming around and I already got pretty much the feel of how it was going to go. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, 8 years of development for something like that is pretty insane. So I just hope moving forward, yeah, I'll bring up DLC, but DLC is not going to save the price tag of this fucking game, right? It's going to add to it. So, as much as I would love to see DLC in the future address a lot of these points, the fact remains that this game is a $80 fucking video game, and it's simply just not worth it, man. So, if you're someone who's thinking about getting this game, or getting the Switch 2 specifically for this game, I would say if you're going to get a Switch 2, get a Switch 2 for games upcoming in the future. Get it for Donkey Kong. Get it for the new Splatoon game that just got announced. Get it for the inevitable Mario and Zelda games. Get it for all these other reasons. Don't get it because you see Mario Kart. So yeah, just, if you're a Mario Kart diehard, this is definitely a game you want to check out. Get the bundle though, don't spend $80. If you're someone who is expecting more games in the future, and you want to Switch now, get the bundle. You'll have Mario Kart to play while you wait. It's a fun enough game. But if you're someone who doesn't want Mario Kart, don't get the Switch 2 right now. Wait until you get another game that you want. And yeah, that's about it. Game's solid, but, it's nothing to write home about.